Hi, this is Pickles with the unofficial Red Sox Fantasy Camp podcast, and I'm standing here with Rue, our Aussie friend. How are you today? How are
Doing
you?
pretty well today.
So camp is over. Did you have a good camp?
I did. I've already got the post-camp depression. So,
Oh, and we're asking all the campers how they found out about camp. So you must have a unique story, seeing that you're from a down under.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't know anybody that had been here before. I was actually just looking on the Red Sox website. I was just sort of going through it one day, having a look at anything and everything that was on the website, and I stumbled across the fantasy camps and found the women's one.
But why the Red Sox?
Well, I've been a Red Sox fan for probably about 20-odd years now.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the games down there?
Yeah, so I used to watch games with my older brother when I used to skip school, and we'd
Really?
be watching baseball because it was on at 9 a.m. back home.
Yeah.
And he was an absolute fan of anything baseball. So
So
we
you're
would
saying
just,
20 years ago the Red Sox were on TV
Yeah.
in Australia? I find that's like so hard to believe because
Well, we've had ESPN. So,
you had it.
Yeah.
Oh, ESPN. Okay,
So
gotcha.
ESPN would show baseball and football and everything at 9 a.m. in the morning.
So you loved the Red Sox, but
Yeah.
you also learned about other teams because obviously they were playing somebody,
Yes, absolutely.
but
So
you stayed loyal.
yeah, just really like the Red Sox, I guess.
So then you find on their website that there's a women's fantasy camp.
Mm.
And how did you ever think, let me go travel across the world to do this?
Well, I've done a lot of travelling on my own, so I like solo travelling, and I just thought this is something that I want to do, and I'm going to do it.
And you did the same thing, because this is your second year.
Mm-hmm.
You did the same thing you did last year. You went up to Boston before you came down here to Fort Myers to play, right?
Yeah,
Was that your first time in Boston?
that was my first time in Boston. It was my third time in the United States, but first time in Boston.
So, and you took on a Celtics game, I believe, and a
I
Patriots
went
game?
to a Celtics game, a Bruins game, and
Wow.
a Patriots game in 3 days.
Wow.
When I was up in Boston last time.
I can't even say I've done
Yeah.
that. So that was last year.
Yeah.
And then you come down here and you know no one. But how quick were you accepted and were dubbed Rue, because your real name is Sophia?
I think it took about half an hour.
Half hour?
Yeah,
Isn't
probably
that
from
funny?
Yeah, walking into the lobby and then walking around the hotel.
I think everyone was curious as who would come from Australia. So I think that was one of the big things was once we met you and you know, your personality is beaming. And then you were a great player. Everybody found that out really quick.
I wouldn't say great, just enjoy the game.
Who was your coach last year?
Last year I had Bill and Dorba.
Oh, okay. And,
Yeah.
and this year?
Lenny and Oz.
Okay, so you're getting other
Yeah.
people. And now another Australian came this year, and her name was Casey.
Yeah.
And she already had a nickname, Sniper, she said, and that was baseball related too. So did you get her to come, or how did that happen?
I coached Casey at a tournament in January in 2023. Every other year there's a tournament in Australia called the Melbourne Women's Baseball Tournament. There's 2 divisions, Div 1 and Div 2. There's players from all over the world that come and play. So we've got national Japan players, American players and Australian players all competing.
Wow. So you were coaching her, and then
Yeah.
she thought, oh, let me just go across the world too.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you finished 2 camps, and we love having you, and I guess you love coming.
Well, yeah, it's pretty good.
So tell me what your career is outside of doing baseball.
I'm an electrician. So I work in power distribution, which is really good. I get to do a little bit of travelling.
Wow.
So I just, make sure that aquariums, hospitals, food processing plants are still running
Wow.
and that sort of stuff.
Last year you had something to do with trains, though, didn't you?
Yeah, last year I was a electrical technician in the trams back home in Melbourne. So just doing a whole lot of maintenance and fault finding on those.
Cool. So we were asking everybody what their favorite baseball movie is. So can you tell me what yours is?
There's a lot to choose from. I guess I saw Fever Pitch for the first time yesterday.
Oh,
It
is
was
that
really,
right?
really good.
Oh, really? Okay.
But otherwise, probably 42.
42. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw that recently myself. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Rue, you know it's a pleasure, and you're always going to be called Rue.
Well,
New
yeah.
people won't even know what your real name is.
No, I
Just
think
like,
people still don't
just
know my
like
real
me,
name.
right? Do they know my real name?
Oh,
I
no.
don't know. All right. So on that end, this is Pickle signing off with Rue.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Bye.